Why does your knee hurt when you're walking even though you haven't injured it? It's actually a very common thing. A lot of people notice discomfort during normal walking, which can seem quite strange, like just out of the blue. It might feel like a dull ache. It could be like stiffness. Some people just said, oh, my knee's stiff, aren't they? Or something that's just quite hard to describe. But there's a bit of an issue there. It doesn't automatically mean damage, but it can still feel quite worrying for people. Understanding why it's happening is what really helps. And that's what we're gonna describe in this video. So walking feels simple, but every step places load through the knee, force goes up through the knee. Each step, the knee absorbs the force and the body moves forward. Obviously, that's how we walk. Over time, especially on longer walks or busy days when you're doing lots of steps, that load starts to build up. I'm not saying don't walk because, like I say, I'm a big fan of walking. Just build it up gradually, be a bit sensible with it. If you're not used to walking, you need to go from 1 to 2 rather than 1 to 10. The knee relies heavily on the muscles around it. So you've got your quads, your hamstrings, your glutes and your calves. These muscles, sorry, I just kicked my camera. These muscles help guide movement and absorb shock. When they're strong, walking feels smooth. We feel good. Everything's good. But when they're tired, weak or overworked, more stress goes straight into the knee. Sorry, I can't talk today. I can't get my words out. So why does pain sometimes appear later? Because that's quite a common one. We've all been there. I've been there several times, just out of nowhere. Pain doesn't always show up straight away. It often appears later in the walk, so whilst you're out still walking, or towards the end of the day. This usually points towards fatigue building up, not a sudden injury. I've had a sudden knee injury and the knee's gone bang straight away and you know it's an injury. This is different. Small changes in how you walk can also increase that strain. So there could be several things that you could just be stiff, so you start altering your walking pattern, you could have weakness somewhere or discomfort. That makes other areas work harder. So some people might walk with a limp, that make other areas work harder. You often won't notice it, but over thousands of steps, it all adds up. And that sort of imbalance can really take its toll. Sudden increases is a really common trigger, basically just doing more than usual. You're walking further, you're returning after an injury, and you basically just walk too much too soon. If that increase is too quick, the knee hasn't had time to adapt yet. We need to be really careful and build it up slowly. So a bit of a reassurance for everyone. It's important to remember that pain doesn't always mean damage. Of course, go see a physio if you really are in trouble, but in many cases, it's more about load, fatigue, reduced muscle support, and that's why things can improve. Doesn't always mean the end of the road or you're gonna lose your knees or you need a knee replacement. So what helps? Stopping completely isn't really usually the answer. That can actually make things feel a bit stiffer, weaker. We lose that sort of ability to strengthen everything. Instead, keep moving, but just build things up gradually. It doesn't have to go from 0 to 100. If you're used to doing 1 kilometre walks, don't go and walk 20 kilometres. Your knees are clearly going to feel it later in the day and they're not going to thank you for it, probably not the next day either. So just build it up gradually. Strengthening around the knee makes a big difference. I say this in all my videos. Hitting the gym for leg day will help all of this. Your knees will thank you over time. Your legs might not thank you in the day, but your knees will over time. Having stronger legs improves control and shock absorption through the knee. It doesn't have to be intense. Everyone has different levels, okay? It's not a problem. Just be consistent because the body likes consistency. Obviously, you need to progress it when you're in the gym, but recovery is really important. Simple things like rest, ice, sleep, and spacing activity out. You don't have to do something every single day. Some people like to, I do, but everyone's different. They all help manage fatigue in the knee by having that recovery as well. Some people also find knee supports helpful, just like ours. They provide compression, stability, and a bit of reassurance. We all like that, I think, especially on longer walks. It's just nice to have that little bit of reassurance in the back pocket, but they work best alongside strength, not instead of it. So when you do use that knee support, please just still remember to do your strengthening as well. Obviously, see a physio if you get any swelling, locking of the knee, things get worse, the obvious signs. Please see a physio, don't just bobble through. So overall, knee pain while walking is very common and it's often linked to fatigue, muscle support, or changes in activity, not damage. But with the right approach, combined with strength, gradual progression, recovery, and support, most people can improve comfort and stay active.